baby. We got to win this one.
Out the jump. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. Here we go.
It's about to be a lit day today.
Hey, let's get back to our swagger. Come on.
All of them get the dough down. They get the dough down.
Okay, meet at the quarterback.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Audible. It's Paul Allen and Ron Johnson filling in for Gabe and Tatum. And most importantly, very happy to be joined by TJ Hockenson and David Blough. The Audible is presented by 3M. A couple of newer Vikings have joined us, and we welcome you to the Audible. TJ first. You've been here about a month now, man. Have you settled in, found restaurants, Mall of America, things to do?
Yeah, I've been to Mall of America a couple times now. But yeah, it's been awesome. This city's great. I'm trying to explore. I'm finally out of the hotel, so got a house now. So
Yeah.
we're starting to settle in. It's been awesome.
And both you and David quarterback, TJ tight end, played with the Lions, now play with the Vikings. You both played in the Big Ten. Ron, one of the great Gophers receivers in the history of a Golden Gophers football. It's like all we're missing is a running back to get a squad here in the TCO studios. And I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. 9 victories, 9-2, 9 victories. It might take the Lions a season and a half or 2 seasons to win 9 games. I mean, you're both smiling, so you know I'm teasing, but that's kind of reality, right?
No comment.
Right. All right, how about this?
Look,
how about this?
It was a rough few years, and going from in the division, obviously we hope we kick their butt. We got a lot of great friends over there.
For sure.
Are pulling for them to play well, but we hope they lose on Sunday.
And you'll get them again coming up at Ford Field soon.
Can't
All right,
wait.
a joyous moment. When you guys beat the Vikings last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown back left of the end zone, I actually left the game feeling super good for your squad. Not only have I known people who have been there like Todd Downing, Darrell Bevel, people like that, but it was the first win in a year, and like the fans hadn't seen a win at Ford Field in longer than that because of the pandemic. So it's a great fan base, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say the Lions are a great fan base, kind of unmatched to what I've witnessed here in the first few weeks of being in Minnesota. But that was big for the Dan Campbell era starting, and there had been a lot of close games leading up to that, and we felt confident that there were just some times to finish it off, and that one finally clicked for us. So at the time that was a lot of fun, but hoping nothing like that happens again.
All Lions conversation in the rearview mirror from here on, Ron.
Done.
So TJ, you got traded within the division. And so when you became a Minnesota Viking, what was that like when you've been trained as a Lion to want to beat the Vikings, beat the Bears, beat the Packers, and it's like you got to flip a switch in a day, and now it's like I want to beat the Lions. I still want to beat the Packers and Bears, but you have to flip a switch. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm still getting used to it a little bit, putting on the purple, but it's been awesome. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better place to be, I mean, closer to home, closer to a lot of people, and so for 4.5 hours, drive for the family now instead of 8, it's amazing. So it's been a lot of fun and very excited to be here.
And when you think about one day, like you had one day to kind of, okay, I got to pack up and go. And then you have a few days before the next game. What was that like getting with Kevin O'Connor? You did have somebody here to help you out as well, but was it more of like, hey, we're just going to tag you in this first game to help you out? Or did you really just dive into the playbook? Because people made fun of Iowa guys Big Ten guys are smart, so I'll give us that.
Right.
But diving into the playbook as a tight end, I played tight end with the Bears for a year. It's I think tight ends honestly are the smartest person on the field. Like you have to know routes, blocking, you have to know slot, outside, you have to know everything. I'll say it in front of a quarterback. Tight ends are, after playing tight end, it's one of the hardest. You got to know the blitz pickup. So how was that your 3 to 4 days to prepare for a game to have to learn all of that?
And 60 snaps in your first game.
Yeah, it was a grind. I mean, I hung out with him quite a bit. Hung out with a lot of, Coach Angelico, KO, all those guys. They helped me a ton. I tried to make sure that they didn't have to tag me in things, So I really wanted to dive into the playbook and make sure that they didn't have to worry about me on the field. And that first game, it was really just, hey, what do I do? You know, it wasn't much of a conceptual learning. It was more, what do I have on this play? What am I doing? So I'm trying to still expand that a little bit in the weeks and weeks coming up. So it's been fun. It really has to learn. This is my 4th offense now in 4 years now. So it's you pick it up a little quicker each time, and so it's moving for sure.
What was when you guys were back with the Lions before you got traded, and then you ended up here before the season, David? HBO's Hard Knocks was there. Is it intrusive? Is it too much sometimes?
Yeah, I think it is intrusive. I think it does give a fan somewhat of an inside look into what an organization is trying to do, but at the same time, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because what I learned was that they take 1,800 hours of film and the viewer sees 5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of moments that they see where you don't know if you're being filmed or not, what's going on. And a lot of those moments, as you know, are sacred, you know, among the players in the locker room and in the meeting rooms. And so while it is a good look, and I do believe that, you know, it's cool for the fans to see a glimpse in, it's not always reality.
Right.
And when you think about that reality side of it, I would have gave you a tip, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys. I'm a Big Brother fan, and for the Big Brother people out there know, if you get naked, they won't put you on camera.
What?
So that's, like you get naked and they won't put you on camera. They can't. So that's the way they do it. You just
Should
walk
walk around that way more.
Exactly.
Right.
See, then you don't have to worry about them bothering you.
Wow.
That's one way to look at it.
But that's so if it ever comes to Minnesota.
Yeah.
But when you think about your story, your wife, going to the Olympics. My wife went to the Olympics in 2008 in Beijing.
His wife,
so we
Melissa.
share that, and your wife for Columbia. Got a chance. What was that process? I mean, because it's not what people see is 1 year.
Right.
That's what they see. But I was around my wife since like 2003, 4. Then she went to she tried to make it in 4, didn't make it. Then 6, 7, 8, finally made it in 8. What is that like though? I mean, because I've been there, but from your perspective, you're just in it and you're football. So what was that like?
First of all, congratulations. That's like, man, you hit it on the head. I got goosebumps as you were kind of saying it, because you know it's. What you see is she got 55 seconds to run the 400 hurdles,
right.
the race of her life in the prelims. And what people don't see is the 4 years, every day, the choices, the sacrifice that you have to make with, should I eat that dessert today? Should I get up and train? Should I go and do everything that I need to do to make sure that my dreams come true on this one day for 55 seconds? And, now she can look back. She's been to 2 world championships. She's been to an Olympics where she can say, yeah, I'm an Olympian. Yeah. And that's been incredibly special for us and her family. And representing Columbia, and her dad is, her dad came to America when he was 16 to play basketball. And it's like just an incredible story. And we're excited to, just have that memory. And the Lions made that really special, capturing that moment for us.
Yeah.
And with the 55 seconds, can you run a 455 seconds without the hurdles?
Right now?
So she's hurdling and you're running no hurdles.
Right now, you're a high-end athlete. You just got done with practice. I hope you can.
No chance.
What?
I think you could poll our team, and there's probably 20% of the guys, maybe 30% of the guys who could do it.
Now, 21 Olympics, Tokyo, right?
Yeah, 2020 pushed back a year because of COVID.
Right. Did you go? Did you go watch?
No, I wasn't able to. They had only allowing Japanese spectators and the athletes in the event. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. But yeah, we were watching, 12 hours apart.
Wait, that was on Hard Knocks.
No, that was the Lions captured it on their social media.
Oh, and everybody's jumping up and down. Oh, that was cool. Yeah,
cool.
I watched every minute. I mean, I'm not the biggest Hard Knocks guy in the world, but I'll start all of them. I really enjoyed this. Now, with Deuce and Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, going back and forth, I mean, that's going to draw a lot of people in. But, yeah, human interest stories like that, I think could be cool with Hard Knocks. And let's just land the plane on what you just said. Are you saying Miss Melissa Gonzalez, your wife, a 100-yard dash, you're telling me she could beat Dalvin Cook?
I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
I hope my wife doesn't end up watching this.
Yeah.
And a 400, it'd be closer than you'd think.
No, I'm not. I would imagine she's an Olympic athlete. Of course, it would be close.
And
400 is a monster.
If you put the hurdles out there, I don't think anybody in here would beat her.
Right, but I'm just more concerned about what you said about your
about
conditioning, or whatever. It's like, let's not forget Thanksgiving. So I think it was Stafford and Driscoll. Here comes David Blough, debuting on Thanksgiving. So what are you going to do with your first pass? 75 deep to Galladay. Right. Of course, you target Big Boy 11 times. I mean, that's really good for business in your first game. Catches 6. Now, granted, you guys didn't win, but I mean, that, you obviously had to be ready for that, so you got to be in better shape than you're giving yourself credit for.
I'm telling you, a 400 is different. We train for 6 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
And 6 seconds, you're getting about, 60 meters if you're lucky.
It's like a quarter mile, right?
50 meters. So, I mean.
Unless you're a veteran quarterback, then you're getting maybe 10.
Yeah.
You're throwing it, you're faking the handoff.
I'm up here going
10
Pasadena
yards.
City College on the meters going, that's like a quarter mile, right?
And I drop back. I'm not running full speed 400 meters anytime soon at all.
If we were to bet $1 or whatever amount, but let's say $1, on everybody on your team, they all line up at the goal stripe and they run 100 yards. And you guys have seen enough now, month here, a little longer than that. Ooh. Who do you think would win and why? Because I have an opinion.
Oh, you have an opinion? I'm saying Dalvin. I guess I haven't been around long enough.
I'd say incorrect.
I've got Dan
Chisena. It's not even close.
Over Kane?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I mean, if the coaches and or the training staff, Tyler Williams and well, they wouldn't say yes. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, here's Dalvin running 100 yards for a $1 bet, and he pops something.
And you got
We're
big
9-2.
Jalen Rager now. Jalen
Rager
can do it.
Those names come through my head, but especially if you stretch it out. If you stretch it out any more than 100, Dan's Penn State track experience comes into handy, and he's
ain't kidding you.
So TJ, I got one for you. You said you wanted to be a 3-down tight end. And a lot of tight ends, don't want to block. They just want to catch passes. But being a 3-down tight end in your mind, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to worry about you when we're running the ball. I think that's just the biggest thing is you're able to hold your own in the run game, and you're able to, move people and really be efficient in that down. Because, you see a lot of guys in the league that, they're out first and second down, and then third down comes and they're running in. And so that's always just been my MO is like, I don't want to just be the third down guy or the red zone guy or in passing situations guy, because then it's easy for defenses to understand what we're doing, and when you're in, it's an easier scouting look, So I've always just tried to be able to be in on those duos and those triples and be in on when we're trying to hammer it down the throat. So.
And I saw you try to gritty. I saw it. Everybody saw it.
Yeah.
Well, before he tried the gritty, the head coach admonished him for getting in the way of Justin Jefferson's gritty. When we were doing film room here one Tuesday, he's like, what's this play going to be? He circles TJ, and I'm like, what's he doing here? He goes, first thing we have to teach TJ is when Justin goes into the gritty, you got to give him room. So did he really, tell you that?
Yeah, no, that was the thing.
Because Brian O'Neill already screwed it up once.
Yeah,
we know that.
And I hope Coach doesn't come at us for this, but I mean that was a team meeting coaching point. Hey TJ, you caught all 9 of your ops. Great job. We're glad we got you, but stay out of this guy's way. Right. He's ready to dance.
So have you worked on your gritty since?
I've been in the mirror a couple times, but I can't say that Justin would approve yet. But we'll see. I'll get better.
That's Minnesota Vikings tight end TJ Hockenson, joined by quarterback David Blough, Ron Johnson, Paul Allen. This is the Audible, courtesy of 3M. The holiday season is upon us, and if you want to make a difference in someone's life this season, please text SKULL to 24365 and donate $25. Register to volunteer or give online at salvationarmynorth.org/Vikings. More Audible with TJ and David coming up after this. Hey, welcome back to the Audible. TJ Hockenson, tight end for the Minnesota Vikings. David Blough, one of the quarterbacks. Ron Johnson, Paul Allen, filling in for Gabe and Tatum. And David, when of the 5 starts you had for the Detroit Lions, we mentioned the first one was on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, that's an honor. Win or lose, granted you want to win, but that's an honor. Sure. Playing Thanksgiving football for the Lions is the way I've looked at it, at least. But you caught a touchdown pass from Danny Amendola. Yeah. And I remember it was later in the season, I think against Green Bay or wasn't it? And so like when you guys are working on a trick play, no matter where you are, and you get the look, it's exactly what you want. And then you have to be so excited in moments like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk around the league about calling a play off a wristband right now at the quarterback position. And Darrell Bevell, who was our coordinator at the time, called I was wearing a wristband, and he says, if I call number 11 and I see you look down at the wristband, we're not running it.
Right.
So he's like, hey, memorize the trick play. So we run it. We get the exact look we're looking for. And
Yeah.
don't want to get to say any names. Coach Pettin is the
Yeah.
coordinator on the other side.
Correct.
And they had a rookie defensive end who's turned out to be pretty good, Rashawn Gary.
Yeah.
And we knew that, we had an advantageous look. And, catching that and then kind of premeditated, threw it into the crowd because Matthew challenged me to see if I could get it to the second.
Gritty?
Deck. No gritty then. My wife was upset because I got fined for throwing the ball in the crowd.
Whoa. Well,
Did you pay for it if you?
Wait, was that your first touchdown catch?
Yes.
And so you did not get to keep the ball?
No.
Or did somebody bring it back to you?
They ended up getting into the crowd and getting it, and we made sure that Danny got it for throwing it.
yeah.
Wait, you gave him?
I gave it to Danny.
Oh, my God.
Well, here,
That's a good-
I believe, is the proverbial fly
Yep.
in the metaphorical ointment, and I'm going to see if he will confirm. The Minnesota Vikings, I believe, the first time you guys played them that year, ran the same play.
Was it really?
And it didn't work to Cousins. And then all of a sudden, I'm like watching highlights, and I'm going, look at Bev.
I'll have to go back.
Well, that happens all the time.
It does. It's a copycat league, and
Right.
I'll have to go back and watch.
Okay.
I know they had run it in Seattle with.
Boy, you keep secrets
Before
good.
that.
That's nice.
Because what I've always been taught in football, the person who catches it keeps it. Because my first touchdown in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens was Chris Redmond's first touchdown as a quarterback. I kept the ball.
I love that.
So that was the rule. But I mean, I've been a part of like Rohan Davey versus Kelly Campbell in the Senior Bowl. They got into a fight over who's going to keep the ball from the Senior Bowl. So I'm surprised you're a nice guy for letting them keep the ball.
We had repped it so many times, and Danny, I knew it was getting towards the end for Danny, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll have another opportunity at some point to catch one, Danny.
Would they have run that for Matthew?
They had.
He's a Super Bowl winner, man. He can do anything.
No, I think they threw one to him on an important third or fourth down last
Yeah.
year in LA, and it was incomplete.
So you're saying you're better than Tom Brady at receiver?
Wow. Well, you're saying the
Pretty
Ravens
much.
weren't anything
One
without
for
you
one.
at tight end or what? I didn't even know you played for the Ravens. What the heck's happening here?
I enjoy trying to get those trick plays, those similar ones in for Kirk. I don't know if we can get one in.
Okay, now, TJ, the New York Jets have allowed one tight end touchdown this year. So when you take a peek at the Jets, are they like more stingy with tight ends than some teams that you see?
I don't know about that. I mean, I think it's just kind of based on every Sunday. I think hopefully we can make that too this weekend.
Yep.
So that's usually that's how it works sometimes.
Yeah.
On Sundays, a tight end might not go against the defense. So I think that's probably just how it's been.
Right.
But they do a good job trying to make sure that the middle of the field is harder to attack, and so I mean it's going to be a good challenge for us, but we're looking forward to it.
This rookie, Sauce Gardner, the kid from Cincinnati, 6'3" with the long arms. He went to the same high school as you, Martin Luther King High School in the Motor City.
Yeah.
You got to ask TJ about Sauce.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about Sauce, like he's going to cover whoever. Not really a tight end guy, but he does end up in certain positions where he's claiming nobody's really caught balls on him. He's shutting everybody down. And I mean, PFF, I don't listen to a lot of the stuff they say, but that's what they claim to say. But when you look at this matchup and you have an opportunity, say they line you up wide and you have a guy like that, in your mind, what are you trying to make sure Kirk understands that if you get one-on-one with the smaller guy, now he's tall, but he's smaller than you, and that's any DB when you're lined up wide. Like, what is your mindset coming to the line of scrimmage as a wide tight end?
I mean, really just trying to use my body to be against those guys, and hopefully Kirk understands, that I'm going to use that in every advantage that I can, and so he's able to throw the ball up and, understand that it's not going to be a pick or, I'm going to try and make a play on it, and so a 50-50 ball is hopefully more leaned towards us.
And one for both of you. I mean, Kirk Cousins, Michigan State, Purdue, Iowa. You look at the Big Ten as a whole, and we're hoping Michigan, Ohio State goes. But what do you guys like? Michigan State sucked this year. So, like, how tough is that to not bring that up to Kirk because you want him to throw you the ball, but then also you want to and then you two guys are in the West.
The West was hit or miss this year, so I think we kind of just we stayed away a little bit.
I just know all these Big Ten West fans. We got Nebraska guys. I mean, we got Minnesota, Illinois in there. They'll all be watching Purdue play on Saturday night. They'll all be watching Purdue
I can't
Saturday
even say
night.
nothing to that.
That's
Play
fantastic,
Michigan.
man.
But yeah, we've always kind of gone back and forth. And even in Detroit, there were a lot of Ohio State guys, or and so being from the Big Ten, being on Midwest teams now with the Vikings, and when we were with the Lions, there's a lot of following for the Big Ten games. And
did the Gophers beat Purdue this year?
We didn't.
Wow, so you're 0-2 against these guys.
I didn't beat Iowa yet. No, we couldn't
Well, you
beat
never
Iowa.
beat Iowa. I mean, with all due respect.
We're on a good
played.
streak, I think.
You played 20 years ago.
But it doesn't
It's
matter.
like Hayden Fry might
We
have been
won
the
3 out of
coach.
4 years when I played.
Okay.
So, hey, that's all I can say. But yeah, no, Iowa's gotten us. Purdue.
Yeah.
It's not a PJ Fleck show though. We're not even talking about Jeff Brom and all that. But
go ahead.
No, when you look at the locker room, like you said, everybody has pride in their school. Everybody enjoys it. Like, how does that actually help though bond as well? Because now you guys have other stuff to talk about. Because football can become mundane. Like that locker room can become boring to show up every day and just hit, practice, and then go home. But now you guys do have other stuff to kind of talk about, college football, the championship, all the stuff. Like, how does that help you guys gel and become more of a team in the locker room?
Yeah, it is fun to banter with each other a little bit, just go back and forth and kind of build that bond outside of just when we're on the field, And so just kind of getting to know each other too a little bit is where you went to school, who you played with, and other guys in the league. So it is fun.
Yeah, I was just going to add that it was, coming into this locker room, guys like Kirk, who are C.J. Ham, Adam Thielen, guys who have been here, who are just rock solid men, who make it an intentional effort to go out of their way and learn something about somebody else. It just sets the standard for guys in there. It's like, man, everybody in there really is connected, and I think that has been intentional, Kirk's leadership and things like that, which has been cool to see as, somewhat still a younger player. I know we're in our 4th season, but you still see, your first few weeks at a new place, the show starts and stops with those guys, and they've been here for the last few years, and it's why the culture is the way it is, with a big part of what Coach O'Connell has done. And
Jefferson is humble. I mean, he goes like a month and change without catching a touchdown pass. I mean, with some receivers had the women and children when that happens. We've seen it here before, but Justin, he still attacks it with childlike vigor, That's what I really like about Justin Jefferson.
He shows up every day, and it feels like he's going out to recess. Like, you see some of the things he does, he's the best in the world at.
Yeah.
And when he walks out there, it's like, man, he's just having fun.
Well, we had a great time. Hopefully you guys did too. It was great having you on the Audible. Thank you very much, and best of luck against the Jets and the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all for having us.
TJ Hockenson, David Blough, Ron Johnson, Paul Allen filling in for Gabe Henderson and Tatum Everett. That's the Audible. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.